Streaming from Oklahoma's own digital studio, this is OU Football Update, brought to you by Bronze.
Hey everyone, and welcome into the OU Football Update. Hope everyone's had a great week so far as we inch closer towards Oklahoma hosting Auburn. Reminder, please like and subscribe our new channel, Oklahoma's Own Sports. There you'll find all of our great content, not only for the Oklahoma Sooners, but if you happen to be a Cowboy fan, not that you would be watching this, that's not what I'm saying, or a University of Tulsa fan, we've got the entire state covered with tremendous coverage from our friends at News 9 and from News on 6 in Tulsa. So go to the YouTube page, like and subscribe. Don't make me beg. Don't make me beg. And also shouts out to our good friends at Brahms, helping us bring all of this great content to you, our proud sponsor. All right, availability for the Oklahoma players before they host Auburn coming up at 2:30 on Saturday. John Mateer met with the media. Here's what he had to say about this matchup. By the way, Mateer, incredible performance up in Philadelphia against Temple. Just continuing to prove the importance of having a quarterback that has such a understanding and knowledge of a system. Through 3 games so far, John Mateer now third all time through 3 games in terms of yards passing, 994 yards. The individuals in front of him, you might have heard of them, Josh Heupel back in 1999 and also Baker Mayfield in 2015. So without further ado, QB1 after practice before the Sooners host Auburn.
Team, bunch of talented dudes. I've just got done watching a couple games, and I'm not behind, but I'm gonna go watch some tonight, and it's just part of how it goes. So I don't know a whole lot yet. I'm not unprepared, but I'll have a better saying tomorrow and the next day.
John, more specifically, the Auburn defense right now is ranked number 2 in the nation in rush defense, and how much you run, and then the rest of the guys too. Like, what do you think of that?
That's impressive. I mean, to put that up for 3 games, that's really good. It takes consistency and a lot of people playing hard, so good for them. But we'll be ready to go. I mean, we're excited to play them. It's going to be a fun matchup.
John, Jovantae talked a little bit about being that short yardage guy, tough runner, being really good in blocking situations. But through these first 3 weeks, what has stood out just about the way he's been in that role and how helpful he's been?
I mean, he's been great, super mature. He plays hard no matter what he does, and that was highlighted through fall camp, spring ball, or he wasn't so summer when he was coming back. And I've been super impressed with him and his maturity and how he attacks the game. And he's a great person too. I love being around him. So.
John, you and Jackson played against each other in high school. Right?
Yeah.
What do you remember about that game, and then just what have you thought of his season thus far?
I remember him, Peyton and Eli beat me pretty bad. Wasn't my most fun game, but he's had a good year. I mean, I've really only watched him against Baylor in the first game of the year, and he played well. He's taking strides and taking coaching, and I'm excited for him.
John, is this offense where you hoped it would be heading into SEC play?
I would say so. I mean, there's always things to get better at, and week by week, it's still only week 3. I mean, there's a long way to go, and a lot of guys we've never played together before in a real game, and so still getting better, still getting to know each other, but it's in a good spot.
John, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Jaren Kanek is leading the nation among tight ends and receivers.
I did hear that.
What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I was very happy for him. It's cool. It's week 3, so it's cool right now. See how cool it can be at the end of the year. But I mean, I'm proud of him, and it's the work he's put in. I mean, he's taking no shortcuts, and he's doing a great job. So I'm super proud of him.
Is there just a trust level there when you're looking for him out there on Saturdays?
Yeah, I mean, he ends up just. If anything happens, I look in his direction and he's like wide open. And then I throw it and he's going to catch it. So it's a lot of that. And then we have a good relationship off the field. So yeah, I know I can trust him.
John, how much did it help, getting guys like Satena involved more in the offense and even Zion Kearney a little bit? It seems like you guys are building that unit game by game.
There's a lot of depth that we have, and a lot of people that can really go on his team, and just getting them all involved, it creates the depth for defenses to prepare for. So. I'm really proud of him. I mean, I knew they were both ready. They do everything they need to do, and it's no surprise to me, but getting them going is really exciting.
John, Hugh Freeze over at Auburn, he recently, in a presser, called this team one of the special ones and said you're a large part of that. What does that mean to you to hear him say that?
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, he's a good coach, and so that coming from him, he's seen a lot of football, so it means a lot to have that respect. That's all you want as a man, and so it's good, but. That's cool. We still got to play them. So it's cool.
John, how do you guys
talked about wanting to come here and play in the SEC, kind of prove yourself? How much are you looking forward to getting to do that on Saturday when conference play starts?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, this is what I plan for. You know, this is a game and a season that I've looked forward to for a long time, and it's actually here. So, but taking it game by game, playing it, preparing just like every other game is what I'm gonna do.
John, you talk about playing against Denton Guyer and playing against Jackson and Eli. But you've thought much about this, being in this spot, playing in the SEC at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it was always the goal. You know, I never knew exactly how it would work out, but it's awesome, and I'm happy to be here. But to say I never thought it would happen, no. But the way it's happened has been awesome.
Would you learn from Temple maybe that you can kind of carry into this week against Auburn?
Temple is a good team, and they put up a fight. I mean, the scoreboard doesn't really show it, but they were hitting us. They were physical, and but just another game where we can learn and make mistakes and grow from it. A lot of just going through progressions, getting quicker to progressions is one thing that I struggle with. I normally don't. Don't know why. Just every game is different, you know, and so that's something I'm gonna take into next week.
John, you guys have obviously had some offensive line shuffling with some injuries here and there, but what have you thought of that group through 3 weeks?
I was super impressed with them. I mean, they've only let up 3 sacks, and I think all 3 of them are my fault, in my opinion. And so, I mean, they're doing a great job, and they're a unit. They're together, and they love each other, and that's what you need.
John, talk about a guy like Logan Howland, obviously coming in last game for Susie. What did you think of his play?
I mean, he's always gonna play his hardest, and he's gonna do what you need him to do. I mean, he came in at the end of the game against Michigan, and plug and play. Like, he can play anywhere, and he does a great job. Coach B's pretty hard on him, just like everybody else, but he does a great job.
I feel like we've asked you about Torrey Blaylock every single week, but what's been so impressive about him through 3 weeks, especially as a true freshman?
I'd say his maturity, and he doesn't flinch at all. Like, does not flinch, and anything we throw at him, he's going to do it with the best of his ability. And I mean, he's surprised everybody. Not that we didn't think he would be this, but he's really good, as everybody knows. And so, super good to have him. I mean, his physicality, he sets the tone, and that's what we need.
Do you feel like he's getting more and more comfortable every single week?
I mean, it looked like he was comfortable week 1. I mean, like, we're all getting more comfortable playing with each other, and he's doing a great job.
John, you know what Jaden Ott's capable of. You've seen him at Cal. What's kind of been your approach with him, your message to him to kind of get through what he's going through?
Yeah, I mean, he only got here in the summer, so a lot of guys, he hasn't built a relationship with all of us. Like, not that he's done a bad job, but it just takes time, you know. And so we've all been there for him, but he's going to be just fine.
The wide receiver group has been fantastic for the Oklahoma Sooners so far. Isaiah Sategna met with the media yesterday, coming off of 7 catches, 97 yards. This receiving group, when it's complete and it's healthy, of course, it helps having Mateer setting the standard for Oklahoma football. Here's Isaiah.
We've been playing pretty well on offense, and we just got to keep that going, you know. I feel like right now the only people that can hurt us is ourselves, so, you know, got to keep that going. And, you know, starting conference this week, so same thing.
It looked like they were really, you know, Coach Arbuckle really trying to get you the ball, really get you involved on offense. Just did it help maybe find a rhythm, just your place in the offense? Just how big was that for you?
You know, I mean, I've always been the same person, you know, an explosive playmaker. So I'm glad, you know, like everybody's believing in me, and, you know, I'm expected to do that. So, you know, that's what's going to keep happening going forward.
Isaiah, what's the next step for this offense to take?
I would say just the biggest thing that can hurt us is ourselves, you know, just playing together as one. And, you know, I mean, stuff is going to happen in the game, whether that be turnovers, whether that be penalties or whatever. But, you know, really just sticking together whenever that happens.
What's sort of your early takeaway from Auburn's secondary on film?
You know, they got some good players, you know, pretty explosive, you know, fast guys. And, you know, they look pretty physical on film.
Having a dad that's a track coach, what has he taught you about being fast and being twitchy?
I mean, track was always in my blood, you know. Both my parents ran track, you know. Their parents ran track, so, you know, it was always in my blood. So, you know, that's what I thought I was going to end up doing. And whenever I started playing football, I was like, ooh, you know, I kind of like football. I kind of like catching passes. So, you know, my dad, he was always just, you know, he let me do whatever I wanted to do. And, you know, ultimately he realized that, you know, I really liked football more than track, and so he was okay with me playing, you know, football.
How do you see that family speed translate over to football, though?
You know, I just try and translate it, use my mechanics, you know, that I was taught in track, you know, on the football field.
Are you faster than your parents were in high school and college?
You know, relative to women, I would say my mom is faster. She ran in the Olympics, so, you know, I'll give her props.
How about your dad? Faster than your dad?
Yes, I'm faster than my dad, but he was more of a decathlete, so he was more of an athlete.
More like more endurance, or
he did 10 different events, so he was good at everything. So.
How close do you feel like you guys are to breaking one on punt return?
Oh, you know, I feel like we're very close. You know, didn't really get too many opportunities last week, but, you know, hopefully this week, I mean, that'll be different.
How big of an opportunity is it to have a ranked opponent come in here to open up SEC play right before the bye, too, if you can get a win this Saturday?
You know, that's why I came to Oklahoma. You know, you want to play the best. You want to be in the SEC, and, you know, we're going to play ranked opponents every week from now on. So, you know, I mean, I love that. You know, you want to play the best competition.
On that point, you know, you've got Auburn obviously, but you've got a gauntlet ahead of Auburn as well. What's the message like, you know, staying conditioned, you know, staying ready even after Auburn the rest of the way?
I mean, we know the schedule that we have, but like I said, we came here to, you know, to play that type of schedule. But, you know, right now we're just focused on Auburn.
I think everybody's been impressed by how, you know, the relationship that you guys built with Jovantae, you know, the chemistry you built. But how much more is there that can go when you're playing in real life games now?
You know, he's a real human highlight reel. Y'all saw the plays he was making, and I mean, every week it's something new, something crazy. I mean, the throw that he made to Zion where he jumped in the air, I mean, I had never seen that from a quarterback. So, you know, it was pretty cool, you know, seeing that in real time and then going back to watch the film and see, wow, he actually did do that.
But his relationship with you guys, like, you know, it obviously started fast with Jaren. Last game, you were more involved than you have been. Like, do you see everybody's roles kind of increasing and growing with John as receivers?
Yes, I mean, yes, and it's still early in the season, so, you know, we're still trying to find out everybody's role exactly. But, you know, I mean, with John, he's going to throw it to the open person, so.
One of your biggest games last year was obviously against Auburn. Can you kind of talk about just your overall experience? You played them a few times already.
Yes, I'd say probably my best highlight from last year was against Auburn. So, you know, got to play him a couple years now, and, you know, I'm excited to play him again, you know, especially it being home and with everything that's going on, you know, I'm very excited to play him again.
Isaiah, how do you think this year's Auburn defense is different than last year's that you did so well against, from what you've seen?
I would say it's pretty similar. They have about the same secondary that they had last year. I think the front guys are a little different, but the back end is very similar to last year.
Any thoughts on having Jackson Arnold back in here?
I mean, I didn't ever play with him, so, you know, it's just another game. I'm playing Auburn, so very excited.
Is there an excitement level, having played one big game in the stadium already against Michigan and getting ready to play another one this week?
I mean, I got to see how electric the stadium can be, and, you know, we're expecting the same thing. I mean, we want it to be even louder, and, I mean, shoot, our offense, we're going to give them a reason to be even louder.
Of course, everyone has to slip that Jackson Arnold question in there. Problem is, you just heard from Isaiah, yeah, I didn't play with him, so this is just another game to me in SEC play. Before we hear from an individual that scored his first touchdown on the season, let's hear from our great sponsor, Brahms.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not one, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
Jovantae Barnes, first rushing touchdown of the season. He met with the media after Monday's practice.
Pretty good. I mean, we won. That's the most important part. And I'm excited for my teammates. I'm excited for Torrey Blaylock. I've been seeing that since spring ball when he first came in and took him under my wing. And I just always loved his confidence and his attitude. Coming into the facility, always bringing energy, lifting everybody up, and always had a smile on his face. So I'm proud of where he's at right now and happy for his future.
Did anything surprise you about him when he came in as a true freshman to pick up things as quick as he has?
Yeah, it's just natural leader, and a natural competitor. Loves to compete. I mean, if anybody's seen him, he'll kind of shock you and wow you. But it looked like he was a vet already when he came in, and obviously you guys are seeing it now, so pretty good.
Jovantae, what have you thought of Jovantae's performance through 3 games?
Amazing. I don't want to get too big headed yet. I mean, obviously it's only the beginning, but same thing with John too. When he first came in, I seen his confidence in a leader, and I think we needed that at quarterback, especially with leading the offense. But somebody who's very vocal and not just letting the little things and the little details pass by, but always making sure we pick that up, because the little details are the things we struggled on last year, and sometimes we'll dust it under the rug. But I'm proud of him for taking that in his arms and wanting to do that, and don't leave it to the coaches. And he does a good job with doing that.
Jovantae, it's been a couple years in a row now where you guys haven't come in with a defined number one running back in rotation. What have you learned that you've gotten to bring in with that experience this year, just to staying fresh, being able to go without maybe being the consistent number one, or any of you guys doing that?
Oh, I mean, we're going to need everybody, and I think everybody in the room understands that, and regardless on who's playing good right now, who's not, we're going to need everybody at the end of the day. And I think everybody does a good job with coming in with a positive attitude, regardless if you play, if you don't. I don't see anybody with a sad face or anything like that. So, yeah, just making sure you're ready, because it's a long season. DeMarco literally just said that. But it's a long season, and you never know what's going to happen. I pray to God everybody can stay healthy and have a great season, but we're going to need everybody for sure.
For you, what do you make pass blocking a priority? Is something that you want to be a big part of your game?
I mean, I've been doing that since Little League. I always loved contact, and I played defense in Little League, so contact was a huge thing for me. I always loved hitting somebody. So pass block, I mean, obviously I want to keep the quarterback clean, and I want to keep my receivers healthy and stuff like that. So whenever I have the chance to go in there and lock in and do my job, I take that as a big responsibility, and I love to do it only because I feel like you should be able to run the ball, but also can you block? And I think that's a huge part of running back that sometimes gets swept under the rug, but it's just pretty fun to me.
Jovantae, what's it going to be like, not only playing against, but just seeing Jackson back on this field?
I mean, obviously I'm on the offensive side, but it's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, we're in the backfield together, and we were here for 2 years together, so I'm proud of him and where he's at right now, but it's going to be pretty fun.
How do you explain kind of about him to other people that kind of don't know, or maybe we're kind of down on him last year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are going to have things to say about you, but I think he did a great job with just being him and being who he is and what he's good at. So, like I said, I'm proud of where he's at and what he's doing, so I'm looking forward to playing against him and seeing him after the game.
Have you stayed in touch with him throughout this process?
I think more so he's just focused on his new beginnings and new stuff like that. So my new beginnings too is a new offense, new offensive coordinator, new team. So I'll just focus on getting right.
Not to harp on it, but fans have their opinions and they see guys come and go. But in this era where you might move on, 3 schools, 3 years, what would people maybe not understand about the relationships and how they endure in that way?
Are you speaking on Jackson? Or?
I mean, Jackson being an example, but there's a lot of guys who.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll use Tawi as an example because I looked at him as a brother, and I mean we still have a connection, and both being from Vegas, we still connect all the time when we go back home. So I think that's the biggest thing. When somebody speaks about Oklahoma, the number one thing that should pop up in your mind is brotherhood, and I think that's pretty strong, regardless if it's the transfer portal or if it's your last year or if you're going to the NFL, whatever it is. I feel like we do a good job with keeping the connection, and new people, transfers come in, and I think you can ask any transfer, John or anybody, or even Jaren, switching from offense to defense. We do a great job with just making sure the connection is there, and regardless if you need something or not, we're always going to be there. So I think brotherhood is a strong thing here.
What have you seen from this Auburn defense, and what do you guys have to do to find success Saturday?
Physicality and fast. I mean, they're a pretty good defense. Last year they were pretty good too, and I think it's going to be a really good game, and I'm excited for it.
Every defense is different, but what does that do for you guys to have a physical defense like Michigan that you've already played? It's not like you have to get calibrated to that level of physicality on Saturdays.
I mean, it's different players and different teams we play each week. I mean, we prepare for each team like it's the playoffs, regardless who it is. So I wouldn't say we're preparing for them any other way that we did Illinois State or Michigan or Temple. We're just taking it day by day and week by week.
Feel like we've done nothing but talk offense so far. Let's hear from one of the defensive players. It's Kobie McKinzie, who met with the media after practice on Monday as well.
Yeah, I got to watch them play Baylor. I think it was 2 weeks ago. That's what they did. They literally just ran the ball over and over and over. So, obviously that's a big part of the offense. And, just like Michigan, we got to show up and we got to show that we're ready to play the run all day.
You guys seem to love defending the run.
Yeah, we do it every day. So you got to love it. It's fun. You got to love playing smash mouth football.
I'll ask the obvious, but what's it going to be like going up against Jackson after he was here for 2 years?
Yeah, he's a good player, and Auburn's a good team. Looking forward to just being a competitor, honestly. That's most important. Another day to go and compete, no matter who's over there running the offense. Really doesn't matter. Just going out looking for another chance to compete and continue to strive to be the best defense in the country.
To give you guys an advantage, knowing what he's capable of. You practiced against him all last year.
Yeah, again, we saw him last year. We hadn't seen him since. Obviously, you continue to get better as a player, but that's not what our goal is. Our goal is just play the best definition of OU defense, and regardless of who's at quarterback and who's not.
What kind of lift was it to get Kendall Dolby back out there on Saturday?
Yeah, man, that dude's a glow plug in a diesel truck, some might say. Some people might not know what that is, but, when that truck gets cold and it's cold in the winter, if you don't got that, it's kind of hard for that truck to start up. And when you get a guy like that, man, it's easy to get other people going. Man, he loves to compete. The dude is full of energy. Anytime he turn on the tape, he just, he's like Kip, just always running around, energetic. Always around the ball, and he loves to compete.
Watching film, is there anything that you've seen that Jackson's gotten significantly better at through 3 games in 2025?
Yeah, he has a really good arm. Jackson's always been really, really capable of throwing a really good ball. So, we got to do our job. We play really good defense over the first 3 weeks, but that doesn't mean jack. It really doesn't. You're just as good as your next best game. So you got to go out there and you got to continue to do the little things right. We got to communicate. We got to do the little things right. I can't express that enough. If you don't do the little things right, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Any one of you guys can go out there and be quarterback, and if you don't do the little things right, you're going to get exposed.
Does that go in line with little things? Obviously, the way he runs the ball, is that something you all kind of cognizant of?
Yeah. We had Jimmy Green Bean today, but, it's obviously not the same as Jackson Arnold, but he is a threat at running the ball too. He's a really good player. And like I said, we're looking forward to the competition.
Jimmy Green Bean as a runner?
Yeah. Hey, he had knee surgery a couple years ago. He a little loose, not really ball conscious or protecting the ball, but he was struggling today.
Is he a better runner or thrower, would you say?
I'd say thrower. He is a pocket passer for sure. Not dual threat at all. Probably wouldn't get recruited anywhere. Most definitely would be a crawl on quarterback for sure.
How many interceptions y'all get on him today?
I got 2 myself, so he did throw quite a bit today. We were getting after him.
Do you feel like this team is where you guys wanted it to be heading into conference play?
Yeah, and in my perspective and, through my recruiting process, I was all about people. I can't reiterate that enough, man. This world is so transactional, and the group that is in this defensive room, man, it's special. It really is. Everybody is happy and excited for anybody who goes in the game, and they always want to see somebody do good and do great. And when you have people like that in a room, it's so easy to be good because everybody's celebrating each other. And you don't see that everywhere. You just don't. It's always about me somewhere else. And that's not the case here. It truly isn't. Anytime anybody goes in the game, if you just watch the sideline, you'll truly see that everybody's excited, man. They're always celebrating somebody else's success. And when you have that, man, you really will and really can be really good.
Kobie, I know it's a different position group, but the defensive line through the first 3 weeks, just the depth, the way they played, what has stood out to you just about that
Yeah.
group?
I told you guys, before the season started, I believe that we had the best in the country. But that just goes to show the leaders in that room, man. Grayson, Dom, R. Mason, enough people don't talk about Marvin Jones. Man, to me, they don't. He plays really good football, and he does the little things right. So, man, it's exciting to see. And like I said, we are so far from being really elite. We're just good right now. And, so that's the exciting thing for me. We hadn't got any turnovers, and there's so much more room to grow.
Do you think Grayson should have caught that?
Oh, my God. Don't get me started, dude. I think Eddie could have went out there and caught that ball. I mean,
they called me sure hands back then.
yeah, I think you could have got it, man. I mean, he completely blew a tire. I mean, it is.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, I mean that's embarrassing to say the least, but that should have definitely been a pick six.
Has he spent any time on the judge machine today?
He caught it today, actually. Believe it or not, he caught the ball today. He was one of Jimmy Greenbean's picks, so he did get it back today.
With Art Mason and that targeting call, has he said anything to you guys, like just ahead of this game, knowing that he's probably going to miss that first half, or have you guys had a message for him?
Yeah. I don't know much about it. I'd probably have to wait to hear about it because I don't even know the process behind targeting or anything. So, it's just as much news to me as it is to you guys. I absolutely have no idea. So, I'm going to have to wait to find out myself.
You said you guys aren't quite elite yet, at least in your mind. I know you brought up needing turnovers, cause more of those, but just overall, what do you think will go to you guys being at elite in your mind?
Yeah, man, just to continue to stack on what we're doing. Obviously not get lackadaisical in the little things. You're going to hear me say that a lot because that's all that it is. A lot of teams in this new day and age, they do a lot of wicket formations and just make it option football. And the one time you don't do your job is the one time that it'll lead to a big play. So, everybody communicating, over-communicating, and just doing the little things right. Man, like I said, the turnovers will come. They really will. You just continue to do your job. I mean, we truly had an opportunity to have two on Saturday. So, and who knows how many other times before that. Versus Michigan, RJ could have easily turned around and played the ball and, got a pick there. But he was tired and, those are just little things, like little things. You don't got to be Superman, get a sub out, something like that, simple. So there's a lot of room to grow, though. I will tell you that.
Kobie, what have you seen from Mike Boganowski, and what's film like when he has the plays where he hits one of you guys as opposed to the other team?
Yeah, I think Toby Rowland called him Bam Bam. Does that sound right? Yeah, that's his new nickname right there. Man, just fearless. He loves to be around the ball. That's another guy. If you go turn on the tape, if you didn't hit the dude with the ball, I feel bad for you. You better hope you get him down because if you don't, you probably getting hit too. He's a ball hawk, loves to be around the ball, man, and he loves his teammates. You've never seen him on social media or being sad or dogging it because he ain't getting as many snaps behind RJ. If you watch special teams, the dude is always the first one down the field. Like, it's crazy. Every single kickoff, I don't think he's ever lost a rep down the field. And, I know Saturday you guys will probably be looking for that, but I'm telling you, the dude is always just hair on fire running down the field and just looking to make a play. That's all he's trying to do. Loves the game.
I know you told us back in the preseason that, before the start of fall camp, you told Sammy, you challenged him to come take your job.
Yeah.
Just what have you seen from him through these first 3 games from this start he's gotten out to?
Yeah, growth. That's what that means. Sammy, if you want this, inevitably you'll make me and yourself better. And that's what he's done. When he comes in, there isn't a fall off. And I told him that, so he has the mindset to know, man, at any point in time, I can get hurt and you can be the starter. That goes to show, he took that as a challenge and he accepted it, and it's going to show for him. He's played really good football when he's come in, and he's made the right plays when he's come in, and he's done the right things. And for Sammy, he's still got to, mature in little different aspects of his leading and getting the guys lined up and, being a field general, because that's what a Mike linebacker is. Everybody likes to make it something that it's not, and it's really not. It's just lining everybody up, being the boss, telling people when and what to do, and just being a dog. It's simple. So I'm excited for Sammy, man. I really am. He's come a long way, and he's always learning. He believes in me as much as I believe in him, and so that's most important in that room, and that goes for Owen too. When I told that to Sammy, I actually had the guy circled up like this, and I told that to everybody. Everybody in here has a chance to play. Everybody in this group can be a starter somewhere. I believe that. Everybody not 1 or 2 deep can go to any SEC school and start. If you don't believe me, you just seen it 2 weeks ago on Heineke. Balled out. And everybody's like, who the heck is this kid? Just balling. And so that just goes to show the guys that you have around you, man. You'll eventually just take after them and you'll learn good habits from them. So,
obviously, you're not going to see them every play be in your position at the linebacker, but wide receivers for Auburn are pretty deep, pretty talented.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, I know they got a guy named Cam Coleman. Does that sound right? They got the guy Singleton, I think, from Georgia Tech. I've seen him play for a couple times because for some reason, I don't know why, but we always get to watch the Georgia Tech Georgia game. So I've always seen the dude play. Like it's weird. He's a really good player. Cam Coleman's a really good player. I don't know. The other two guys aren't ringing the bell, but I do know the running back, Damari Austin, I think his name is. Me and him were in the same class, so I tried to get him to come here. So, they got really good players over there, really good skill positions, and they stand out on tape. One's a gadget guy. He's really good in space, really, really fast. So, it's going to be a challenge.
The gauntlet continues for Oklahoma with the ranked teams that they have remaining on their schedule. And 2:30 Saturday, Auburn, War Eagle will be in the house there at the Palace on the Prairie. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Oklahoma's own sports on our YouTube channel. We have everything covered from across the state, and we want you to continue to be a part of it. We'll see you next time here on Oklahoma Sooners Update from the Digital Desk.
Thank you for watching this Oklahoma's own Digital Studios sports presentation. Stay with News Now, online and on television anytime for the latest news, weather, and sports.